Alright, well, finally I'm back with an update on the E46. It took me long enough. I've had a few things going on. I can't really go into heavy detail on it. I've just haven't been able to post lately. I haven't had enough time to be able to mess with the video to get it ready to post till recently. There are other videos getting ready to come out here, hopefully within the next week or so. I have been filming what I'm doing. I just haven't had a chance to get on my PC and do anything with it. But here we are. This video is going to be installing the turbo onto the engine finally. And I know I haven't done the seals yet. At this point in time, the seals are done. There will be a video for that, but while I was waiting on seals, I said, screw it, let's just go ahead and install the turbo. So I did order some new studs from FCP Euro, and I ended up going with B58 studs. They read it right into my head, no problem. I tried to put one in and realized I was going to have to clean up pretty much all the threads for the ones I was replacing. So that's pretty much what the whole first half of this video is me cleaning up threads and putting in the studs as I go. I did use a combination of the proper tool and a vice grip to clean up these threads with a thread chaser. The vice grip was necessary in certain spots where the handles on the normal tool just weren't gonna let me do what I needed to do. But it all worked out, you know. Sometimes you gotta use the wrong tool to get the job done, and that's just how it is. Something I didn't manage to film was there was one snap stud in the head. I did get it out. I wish I would have filmed me pulling it out. It was rather easy. I got it on the first try. It was super satisfying. I'm honestly super bummed that I didn't get it on video. I mean, honestly, this is one of the smoothest jobs I've ever done. Nothing really gave me crap the whole way through this. It went exactly as I was hoping it would. I do now have a giant blister on my thumb on my right hand that is still trying to heal from putting in these studs with my fingers instead of using the vice grip. I finally got, to feeling that pain, and that's whenever you see me whip out the vice grip there and start tightening them down with that instead of with my fingies. It was an awful idea. Now, in a minute here, I'm going to realize that I didn't have enough studs. I should have ordered more whenever I ordered them. I did a gross miscount, so I had to go out to my front yard where I have another engine. I pulled this out of a car that I changed the engine on for somebody that I know. This engine is just cooked. It has a connecting rod coming out of the side of the block right next to where the oil filter housing would connect. But that doesn't affect the exhaust studs, so I went ahead and pulled the 4 that I needed out of that engine and proceeded to clean them. It did take me about an hour to get them all cleaned up. You're going to notice throughout pretty much all of this video, I am using assembly lube. I know it's probably not the right thing that I should be using, but I'm broke and it got the job done, so that's what I used. I did notice coming up here that this napkin and vice grip thing just wasn't gonna work. The stud was able to spin, just because of how freaking rusted they were. I mean, this engine's been uncovered outside for months on end, so the rust is pretty thick on these studs. So I ended up putting 2 nuts on the end, which you'll see here in a minute, and using the wrench and the vice grip to kind of be able to tighten and loosen it as needed to chase the threads properly. Yeah, I mean, again, all in all, this took me about an hour. It absolutely cooked my arms. My shoulder is devastated. Still is. It's been about 2 weeks, and it still hurts. Shouldn't have done that, you know. Dummy mistake on my part. I do believe a couple of times, maybe once already, I've done it. I show the studs in comparison to the rusty ones just to show, like, how much better it looks. It did take me a while before I was happy enough with how they looked and how smooth they were running before I was willing to put them into the head and begin mounting the turbo manifold. Which honestly, mounting the turbo manifold and the turbo is like the quickest, easiest part. That was nothing. That'll be coming up here in just a minute, actually, too. You see me here struggling a little bit on that last one. I mean, that sucker was rusted up pretty bad, but I did get it no problem in the end, so. And here we are. I was just finishing a second check on the studs to make sure they were all tight enough. And at this point, I'm starting to slip on all the nuts to go ahead and lock on the turbo manifold. If I haven't said it in the previous videos, this is a M52, I do believe TU B28 with the dual vanos out of a 99 328i. I got this car from a buddy that I've known a couple years now. He's hooked me up with a couple of tunes whenever I needed it, giving me some pretty good advice that's saved my ass a couple times now. Definitely check him out. UNKN Performance. He does a very good job tuning. Very knowledgeable person, great guy all around. Here I am, I'm installing the turbo finally. You're going to see me go in and out a couple of times, trying to find the right size wrench here in a minute to make sure everything is tightened up real well, because we don't want any problems with that later on. I'd rather just be able to drop this engine in and call it a day whenever that day comes. I'm only going to be pushing about 8 pounds to this. Maybe making 300 horsepower-ish, depending. That's really about it. I'm super happy to be doing this. This is something I wanted to do for a couple of years now, so it makes me super happy that it's finally happening. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe for more. I appreciate you watching and I appreciate the support. Have a good one.